Alright guys, so here we are, long awaited exterior caravan tour. Today we'll be talking about our caravan, which is the Coromal Pioneer 547 2005 model. The 2005 model, it's an off-road caravan, so we've got big tyres, we've got a tapered rear end, we've also got the shower and toilet combo, which we've done in the previous video. If you want to see the interior video, check it out. I'll put a link somewhere on the screen. And yeah, and then we've got the Treg off-road hitch and all that stuff. So we'll go through it now, step by step, and yeah, show you through. Show you around. We'll start at the front. Here's a little battery compartment here. It's got a 90 amp Century battery in at the moment, and that serves the purposes of the caravan. It's a bit small, so that's why we got the bigger battery system in the Navara. Here we got the little Tool Pro sensor light, and that runs off AAA and senses when anyone's outside. It'll turn on, which is handy at night when you're coming back and getting into the door and all that. Here we just got your standard awning. Don't even need to talk about that. Here on the floor we got two mats. This one is the Ridge Rider mat, and that one is the four-wheel drive Super Center mat. Personally, we prefer this one, as we notice the sand goes and dissipates easier in this one than the Super Center one. And so I pretty much use the Super Center one when we need a larger space or I'm working on the car and stuff like that. What else we got? Caravan step. Must-have accessory if you don't have a fold-out one. That was from Super Cheap as well. 20 bucks, 25 bucks or something like that. Door, standard. The tyres that we run on our caravan, they are the Hifly Vigerous all-terrain, the 601, and we're running a 265 by 75 by 16 inch rim. These babies came standard when we bought it. I'm not sure if they are standard when the caravan came out because they're really large, but we love them because when they're deflated, they're really good on corrugations and it helps a lot. So yeah, we've been very impressed with these tyres. They've not really let us down at all. So yeah, we rate them. You might be wondering why we got three chairs. Well, we got a princess over here. The princess gets her own chair, whichever one she wants. She generally goes for the standard chairs, but that's why we got three chairs. I prefer to just have two because we don't really use these. We found that these are really heavy and bulky and awkward to carry around. But yeah, we've gone this far, so we'll just keep rolling with that. Over here, we got outdoor shower. Now these are really good for us because we can wash rusty right here away from everything, and we can also wash our feet when we go to the beach and stuff like that. So that's outdoor showers. They've got their usage. So that's the outdoor shower. Here we got the bikes. The bikes are on a Thule bike rack, and the Thule bike rack sits over the spare tire. So we've had zero problems with this bike rack. I thought we'd have problems because it's pretty heavy with the bikes on, but it's never fatigued or given way or anything like that. So really happy, and it's lockable as well. So it's secure, no one can steal the bike rack. As for bikes, wouldn't recommend taking bikes on a trip that would involve dust, because as soon as dust gets in your bikes, it completely wrecks them and there's no coming back from dust. So I don't know how these two are still going, but they're still rolling. I mean, we got one brake between two of them, and we can't change gears or anything like that anymore, so they are still rolling. If I could put a cover over it, I would. But yeah, so that's the bikes. We've got two jerry can holders on the back, which are just bolted to the drawbar here, and that just gets petrol and diesel for spares. We've also got these locks that lock them on as well. These are just locks. You can get them on eBay. I think I paid $60 for them per lock, and they're just really handy. It's good deterrent for thieves and all that. So I really like these. I've never had a problem with thieves and stuff. So they've got a little wire in them, so it's harder to cut and stuff like that. We have the cannon, which I just drilled a hole so we could lock it. The cannon used to have my fishing rods in it, but we got so much dust and it rattled and everything that I took the fishing rods out and I mounted them inside, which you'll see. What we got in the cannon now is just some conduits and just really stuff that we never use. It's really long, so we don't really need to lock it. But anyways, we got the chain. The chain is good for locking things up. So we lock the tires up when we're somewhere a bit unsure and stuff like that. And also if you break something, a chain is very handy because you can always jack things up and lock things in to get you going places and stuff like that with your emergency repairs and stuff. So it's always handy to have a chain. Very good. Here we got the fire pit. I kind of want to get rid of this fire pit because it's rusting to pieces. We picked it up on the side of the road, and yeah, we put legs on it and stuff like that, but it's just not surviving. You need a stainless steel one or something like that. But then you start getting up there in the weight, so I don't know what we're going to do with that. So yeah, we got the two locks on the bikes. Here's another jerry can. That's about it really. You got the aircon here, and with the 240 plug, I always just hang it so there's no stress pulling it down and creating a loose connection and stuff like that. So the antenna's been pretty useful though. Water, we've got two 60-litre water tanks, so it's 120 litres of water in total. We do not have a wastewater tank because it wasn't needed in caravans at this age, and there's not really anywhere to put it, so we just put a bucket out for catch our wastewater and then empty it accordingly. With the 120 litres of water, that lasts us about 5 days, and we'd have a couple of showers in that as well. So it's good because it keeps the weight down, the 120, because 120 kilos, it's, you know, it's getting up there. So that's the water. So you got gas, hot water, only gas. So we hardly use hot water, so that doesn't matter for us really. And then you just got the toilet here, antenna, aerial, and coming to the front here. So in the front, it just, everything's standard. It's a bit loaded up a little bit, like your gas bottles, your toiletries and stuff is all over there. Our barbecue stand and our cauldrons in there, chainsaw, hoses, leads, oil, everything that's all miscellaneous will go in here. That's pretty much that. Here we've got a little fire rack thing. We don't like to load this up with firewood because it puts weight on the drawbar. We prefer to put the weight on top of the canopy and stuff like that. So yeah, that's about that. We got here the Treg off-road hitch. We've had zero problems with this. A lot of people get scared when they see them because it's really hard to reverse and put the pin in, but we seriously have no dramas with that. We seem to get it to a point where we get it close and we just nudge it over, and then we put our foot on the pin and it locks in, and then that's it. So it really, for us, that's not caused any dramas with us, and it's been really great off-road as well. So no complaints with that at all. A recent mod that we've done is we put a flexi solar panel on the roof. It was $100 off eBay for a 200 watt flexi panel solar panel, which is crazy cheap. And with this caravan, it already had pre-wired ready for solar, so it was so simple to install that I installed it, and now we have no problems with keeping the caravan charged during the day while we're out and stuff like that. So the flexi panels are great, just as long as you keep a bit of an air gap so the heat can dissipate under it and not directly stick it onto it. But yeah, I really like flexi panels. Alright, so here's the tapered end, guys. As you can see, just cut off so you can get better clearance, and come here Rusty, so you can get better clearance when you're dropping in. Like you see in our Cape York video, it came really handy. We actually scrubbed at Cape York, which was interesting. But yeah, one of the main things that we wanted to focus on when we bought this caravan is to make sure it had a strong chassis. That's the most important thing, strong chassis and a really strong independent arm system, and that's why we went with this caravan. The thickness of this chassis goes from the start all the way to the end. So as you can see, it's dead strong, dead set, and we've had zero issues with any cracked welds. We've had none of that, so it's all been going really well. So I really admire Coromal's build when they did build this back in the day. So yeah, definitely really happy. So another feature that was a must-have for us is for it to be a pop top. Now the advantage of a pop top is obvious. When it's lowered down, we can get into places really tight overhanging trees and we wouldn't hit. Our tallest point on our setup is the swag on the roof of the Navara, so we know if that hits, the caravan's going to hit, so we can always back out before it's too late. We love the pop top. We haven't had any dramas with any water leaks or anything like that. It's been perfect. We got some bits of conduit here, and what that does is it gets the weight off the struts if we're set up for a while. You'll see some people use the adjustable ones and stuff like that. We just use a straight bit of conduit and it's fine. And what else can I mention about it? So the only issue we've really had with the pop top is the struts. If we're somewhere with salt water and stuff, it really gets on the struts, so we just have to get a bit of WD-40 and wipe down the struts every now and then, just so we get a smooth drop down and stuff like that. And we have had to replace the struts about a year ago. Some of them were getting a bit old and knackered, so we did replace some of them as well. So, and that was really easy to do. And yeah, she's like new again, so we're really happy with that. Question we get asked is, why do we go tandem and not single? Well, for me personally, I love tandem wheels. Yes, it adds weight to the vehicle, to the caravan, but the great thing about tandem is that it absorbs more of the weight, which is good. But it also, one of the main reasons we got it is if something happened to one of the wheels, like we had a bearing collapse or it sheared off or whatever, we knew that we could always remove the wheel, the problem wheel, and jack it up, and then we'd still be rolling on the one wheel. So we'd always be able to get somewhere where we'd be able to service it later on. So it's pretty much it's a backup axle for us, because with this caravan, our weights fully loaded is 2.2 ton. So it's really lightweight for an off-road caravan, which is another reason why we went to it, because we realized that a lot of these new caravans, they're up 2.7 to 3 ton, and that's even with nothing in it, you know what I mean? So a 2.2 fully loaded, it's a great setup for us. The suspension is Coromal's old school design of a Wishbone kind of independent suspension. A lot of people say they have clearance issues and stuff like that. We really don't have any issues at all. It's gotten everywhere where we wanted to go, and like I said, nothing's happened. Everything's all good. So pretty happy with the axles. So we've had a couple of casualties. One of them is this window. Now, we were driving along the Gibb River Road, and obviously a rock slicked up and smashed the window. The window, I think, is made of plastic. So all we did, we got some epoxy resin and just glued it up so that no dust and water would get in and stuff like that. So it was a quick little repair. So now it's all good again, and we'll probably fix it when we get home, just in case something else happens along the way. We get another rock or anything like that. So that was that one. And I'm guessing a rock similar to that has also hit our little flap on our 240 outlet. So that's another little job that I've got to replace. I think they're about 40 bucks to buy brand new. So unfortunately I got to replace the whole thing, but I'm a Sparky, so I'm used to that. I'm used to playing with the 240. So yeah. So that about wraps it up, guys. If you got any questions for us, send them through, put them in the comments below, and we'll make sure we get back to you guys. Yeah, so I hope you enjoyed the video, and lots more to come, hopefully. We'll do some more reviews, some more episodes and stuff like that. We've got a lot of great things that we want to start doing with modification wise with the van. So yeah, definitely stay tuned, and yeah, happy travels from the Sparkies.